Hi, I'm here to go over composition of a function with itself. In this problem, I have two functions f and g, and they want us to find f of x and g of x. So first, if I have f of x, that is 6 over x, and they want us to find f composed with f of x, then what we are finding is f of x. So a function is going in to itself. That's what's happening here. So let me go ahead and just write down the function. You see it is 6 over, right? 6 over x. So what we need to do is, it's going to be 6 over. It's going to be 6 over. But where x is, wherever you see x, we're going to just put whatever that f of x is. So instead of x, write down 6 over x. Okay? So and then all we need to do is just simplify this. So I'm going to write this as top divided by the bottom of the fraction. So top is 6, and I'm dividing this by 6 over x, which I can do keep, change, flip. I can keep the first 6 the same, change the division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction and get x over 6. If I do that, multiplying by 6 and dividing by 6 will cancel out. My final answer is simply x. I'll do a couple more like this so that you can kind of see the pattern. So first answer is x. The next one, they want us to find g of x. So g of x is equal to x squared minus 6. So if they want us to find g composed with g of x, they want us to find g of x. So what I will do is I will write down my function, which is x squared minus 6, but instead of x, guess what? We're going to put that boxed expression in there. So function is going into itself. That's what's happening. So instead of x squared, you see how the format was x squared minus 6, right? So I kind of wrote the big picture, but inside this parenthesis, instead of putting x, I'm going to put x squared minus 6. And then all we now need to do is to simplify this. So if I go ahead and expand this squaring, that is x squared minus 6 times x squared minus 6, and we need to FOIL this. If I FOIL this, I will get x to the 4th power minus 6x squared minus 6x squared plus 36, and I bring down my minus 6, and combining the like terms will give me x to the 4th power minus, whoopsie, I forgot to write the squaring over here, I apologize, x to the 4th power minus 12x squared, and if I combine these numbers, I will get plus 30. So that is how I will do g of x. So x to the 4th power minus 12x squared plus 30. So the idea of function going into itself can make, it's going to make a complicated looking expression. And our job is to simplify this. But if you can write that expression, we can focus on simplifying. But let's practice one more. Let's do one more problem together. So this one, I think they're very similar. How about, can they give me another problem? No, I have to do this. All right, so first, g of x is a squaring function. So I'll write that down. I said f of x is a squaring function. F of x is x squared minus 2. So if they want us to find f composed with f of x, I'm finding f of x. Which means I will write the function. Okay, I will copy that function down, but instead of x squared, I'm going to go ahead and say parenthesis square minus 2. Guess what goes into this parenthesis? Guess what goes in here? That function itself is going right in there. So after writing it, I'm going to go ahead and simplify this. If you can write it, simplifying is not going to be a problem for you because we are all good with multiplying and combining like terms. So if I do that, I will get x to the 4th power minus 2x squared minus another 2x squared plus 4, and I bring down my minus 2. Let's combine the like terms, x to the 4th power, and then if I combine those two, I will get 4x, oh whoopsie, I need to scroll down so that you can see, sorry about that, 4x squared, and then add these numbers together, I'll get plus 2. X to the 4th power minus 4x squared, and then plus 2. And then let's go ahead and do the g of x, the fraction ones. G of x is x over 2. When they ask you to find g composed with g of x, they want you to find g of x. Which means you're going to write down your function. The function is x over 2, right? So if I copy the, but wherever you see x, I think it's a good idea if you can go ahead and just draw a parenthesis wherever you see x. Because we're going to substitute. What goes in this parenthesis? Wherever x was, we draw a parenthesis, and then we're going to think, what goes in the parenthesis? The entire g of x goes in there. So put that in. All right, let's go ahead and simplify this. I'll go ahead and write it as top divided by the bottom, right? Top divided by the bottom. Then I can do keep, change, flip. Keep the first fraction the same, change the division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction. And 2 in a fraction format is 2 over 1. So if I flip this, I will get 1 over 2. And if I multiply straight across, just like how we multiply any fraction, our answer is going to be x over 2 times 2, 4. So if answer is x over 4. X over 4. I go ahead and click on check. Doing good, doing good. Maybe one more? Maybe one more, and that will be it. Okay. I think they are very similar. So hopefully, by seeing these 3 additional examples, you can go ahead and try your homework problems. But always just let me know again if I was not making much sense in this video. I will go ahead and do f composed with f of x, which is x squared, f of x. So what I will do is I will go ahead and write down the function, but instead of x, I will draw a parenthesis where there is an x, okay? So I'll go ahead and do an equal sign, but where there is an x, I will put a parenthesis, and I'll just copy down the rest of it the same. So what are we going to replace this x with? What goes in the parenthesis? The entire boxed expression. The entire boxed function, so which is x squared plus 5. So we will go ahead and expand this, which is x squared plus 5 times x squared plus 5. Let's go ahead and practice the FOIL. This will be x to the 4th power plus 5x squared plus another 5x squared plus 25. I bring down my plus 5, and then we're ready to combine the like terms. X to the 4th power plus 10x squared and plus 30. So that's the answer for f composed with f of x. X to the 4th power plus 10x squared plus 30. Let's do g of x. Because I should write down what g of x is first. G of x is 8 over 7x. So when they ask us to find g of x, we're going to have to plug in a fraction into a fraction. G of x. I like to write down what it is first. Okay. I will go ahead and write down that big function, which is 8 over 7. And wherever you see x, go ahead and put parenthesis. Wherever you see x, you want to put parenthesis, because we're about to plug in something in there. What are we plugging in here? Whole thing that's in this box. So we're going to go ahead and just put the whole box in here. 8 over 7x. And then we need to simplify this. Do you see how in the denominator, 7 divided by 7, that can cancel out, leaving us with 8 over x. And you know how I like to write this as a top divided by bottom, right? This was top divided by bottom. That was bottom. And now let's do keep, change, flip. If I do keep, change, flip, 8 cancels out. Therefore, our final answer is simply x. So I did about 3 problems. They were very similar to me, so I'm not sure if you're going to get a very different looking answer, but I will come back and try to record another topic that you emailed me about, okay?